How's it going, my fellow reactors and moviegoers? Now, here is my Mullet review of Suicide Squad 2, the movie. Now, the way Mullet review is, spoiler-free talk in the beginning, spoiler talk towards the end. Spoiler-free talk. Now, I gotta say, I really liked the movie. I like the backstory of some of the characters and how some of the characters got changed just slightly bit. I also like all the new characters that they introduced as well. The storyline was actually pretty good. The pacing was good for, I think, about like 95% of the movie, but like 5% of it, I think it's kind of like a bit choppy, but also unneeded. The CGI, I was really worried about the CGI for Killer Shark, but that was, or King Shark, sorry. King Shark, my bad. King Shark's CGI was actually really good, and they stayed true to the comics really well, all that, because nobody has really gotten King Shark really well. The CW, not so good. The animated, not so good. Also, he definitely was more shark in my opinion than man. So that was pretty cool. I liked that the backstory that they gave him. And he was always just like, he was like the star of the show at some points. It was really good. We got introduced to Mongol. We got introduced to the Thinker. We got introduced to Blackguard. We got introduced to Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Ratcatcher 2, Javelin, Weasel, Savant. We got back Rick Flag, Boomer, and Harley Quinn. So that was pretty cool. Some 3 OG Suicide Squad team members. How Harley got captured, we'll be talking about in the spoiler, but she's back on the Suicide Squad. I have my own theories about that. The ending was pretty good. Like, this one person did not see this coming on how the tables turned. So that was pretty cool. That's not really a spoiler. Someone's tables got turned? I don't know. But I really did like this movie. The cinematography of it was actually really good at some points, and the humor between the cast members and the chemistry between the actors and their characters was actually really, really cool. Still, Margot Robbie killing it as Harley Quinn. Idris Elba as Bloodsport. Good choice. I could definitely tell, though, that they were trying to replace Deadshot, or Deadshot, yeah, as Will Smith. And Peacemaker was just so grossly funny and so uncomfortably funny at the same time. Pretty much that. Polka Dot Man, cool character. Ratcatcher 2, like the originality of it. Weasel. Weasel. No. Javelin was kind of funny. I mean, Javelin's literally, he's just an Olympic athlete that throws a javelin. He doesn't have any powers. He's basically a completely washed out, watered down version of Batman, but like a German version with a javelin. And it's hilarious. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen the movie yet, I definitely recommend. I know in the beginning that it was doing good on Rotten Tomatoes, and most of the time Rotten Tomatoes literally craps on literally every movie ever, and then all of a sudden now it's getting really bad on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know why. I thought it was a good movie, but I guess I'm just not picky enough. I mean, if you go into a movie in a picky attitude, and the first time you watch it, it's kind of terrible. I mean, the first couple of times, you should not be that picky. But once you've watched it more times, then you're allowed to be picky. And allowed to, like, deconstruct every little thing. But yeah. So, spoiler talk now. We're 4 minutes and 33 seconds into it. Can't believe I made it this far without really doing any spoilers. So many of the Suicide Squad members die. Oh my god, I was not expecting so many of them to die so soon. Holy crap. Waller totally screwed over the main team. Like, okay, within the first, I think it's like the first 5 minutes, Mongol dies, Boomerang dies, Savant dies, Weasel looks like he dies, Javelin dies, TGK. Oh, I completely forgot to mention earlier that the guy that literally pops his arms off and just slaps people, literally dies, and he's played by Nathan Fallon. Or wait, am I getting his name wrong? I might be. I am terrible with names, but oh, God, so many people die. And the only two members of the original team that are still alive is Rick Flag and Harley Quinn. And surprisingly enough, at the end of the movie, we find out Weasel is somehow still alive. It makes no sense. He's been laying on the beach potentially for days. At least, it could be that night he woke up. But, it looked like it had been days, because all the bodies were gone, they were all cleaned up. But this movie is so crazy. I mean, and then Waller sets up two teams. A 5-man team that goes behind while the main team that's dying is causing a distraction between the military of what's it called? I'm so bad with names. But the military of the island that they're trying to get. Basically, the premise of this movie is that Waller sends these two teams, one of them as a distraction, one of them as the main team, to get some information that was count as against the U.S. government. It's some very crucial information of Project Starfish, which is basically Star the Conqueror, which is a superhero character. This is the second time he's been in live action. The first time it would have been on, was the show called Heroes? I can't remember, but it was a TV show basically about all these people that support all the superheroes, which is kind of funny. But Waller does not give a single crap about the main team. She sends in Rick Flag and Harley Quinn and Boomerang with all these other new guys that literally die immediately, except for Weasel. And then Rick Flag doesn't even know that there's a second team that has Bloodsport, Ratcatcher 2, Polka Dot Man, King Shark, and Peacemaker. And it doesn't make any sense. Waller is a total, in my opinion, Waller is the total villain of this movie. Star the Conqueror, turns out he's just an unfortunate victim that's just out for revenge against what he perceives as a grave injustice, rightfully so against him by the whole entire human race. Which honestly, towards the end of it, you're like, at the very end of it, you're like, this dude was totally valid. Especially when he's saying, I was literally happy, floating, watching the stars as he's dying. And the human race took that from him, which is completely messed up. Oh, there's this one scene of Harley and the now president of this government, and he's romancing her, and he's telling her all these things, and they do it, and then he tells her how he killed the past president and his family, and Harley is like, kills him. She always attracts the bad guys, and she's done attracting the bad guys. She totally kills this guy. I'm just done with this. And at this very time, there's just so many things that I can't even go into detail, especially since I don't have that much time, considering I have work in about like an hour. But I gotta edit this video. There's so much that happens in this. But we get some great backstory and power scenes by Polka Dot Man. He was surprisingly effective against Starfish, and then he gets killed by Starfish in the final confrontation. And it's just so cool. And then he dies. I mean, he already wanted to die. But he went out as superhero, so win. And then we have the confrontation between Peacemaker and Rick Flag, or Colonel Flag, because Colonel Flag survived. He was just captured by some freedom fighters that was actually against the government. Lo and behold, the Team B, who finds out that he's still alive, goes to rescue him from the freedom fighters and kills them all, most of them at least, and completely almost destroys their operation. So they find out that the U.S. government helped this government with Project Starfish because they didn't want to do human experimentation, so they gave Star the Conqueror to this government. I can't remember what it's called, it's so annoying. But they gave it to him, and they got the Thinker. For 30 years, they experimented on Star the Conqueror. They gave his little tiny star babies and planted them on corpses, dissenters, reporters, journalists, families of the dissidents. It was so flippin' disgusting. This was totally a rated R movie, and it was definitely validated it's rated R movie. It was absolutely just gross in some moments. Although this one scene where King Shark completely ripped this one guy in half was definitely reminiscent of when Deadpool 2, when Kane Marco completely rips in half the Juggernaut. Yeah. I can't remember names. The Juggernaut rips Deadpool in half. That scene totally reminded me of that. But the King Shark in this movie was so cool. I love how they kept his eyes lifeless, like a real shark, and he didn't change the expression throughout the entire movie, besides one moment when he was smiling and one moment when he got super pissed off because this government was shooting at him, and he just completely started eating people. That was a good scene in the movie. Also, Idris Elba as Bloodsport, great choice. This Bloodsport, he is responsible for putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet. He almost succeeded in killing Superman. I would have loved to see that confrontation. Now, I know some people thought it was completely unnecessary in the first one to have all those backstory shots of all the characters, but honestly, it would have been so cool to see Bloodsport's one. That would have been absolutely amazing, at least in my opinion. And also, my theory on how Harley Quinn got captured, she says she got captured by speeding. What if at the end of Birds of Prey and the the Emancipation of one Harley Quinzel was, at the ending scene, she's driving with Cassandra Cain in the passenger? What if that scene directly ties in to Suicide Squad 2? That would be pretty cool, right after. Also, she's really grown because on her costume on this one, in the first one she says property of the Joker. That's what her jacket says. On this one it says live fast, die Joker. Or something like that. Was it that? Die Clown? It might have been Die Clown. So her character growth has been, in the first one, she's a complete puppet. Birds of Prey, she grows more, she gets over it. Third one, completely over it. Still pissed off, though, at the Joker. But I would have loved to see more of the Thinker because his time on this movie got cut real short due to Starro, the Conqueror. It would have been really cool to see more. Also, Ratcatcher 2, amazing. Somehow, the Ratcatcher defeated Starro with the help of Harley Quinn with Javelin's Javelin, which was pretty cool. I won't go too much into that because I feel like someone should see the movie just to see it. But I know this review has been very scatterbrained, and I know there are definitely more Easter eggs and things I could talk about, but I gotta end this off now. I mean, I would definitely recommend seeing this movie. Totally. Totally recommend. I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. I don't care what other people say. If you have a chance to see it, see it. If you've already seen it, see it again. Also, if you have seen it, put the comment down below. Tell me your thoughts down below. Said that backwards, I think. But make sure I will respond. I will talk to you. I will debate with you on it. I like this movie. Also, yeah, just let me know on your thoughts. Also, you can check out, depending on when I put this video out, I either just put out Scooby-Doo Where Are You episode 2. Check that out. And also Thursday, Harley Quinn Season 1 Episode 3 is coming out for my reaction. Make sure to check that out. If you're interested, you can check out my other two channels as well. I have a Pokemon channel where I unpack Pokemon packs. I'm trying to complete a set. Also, my main channel is at 233 subscribers. We're trying to get to 500 before the end of the year. We review Funko Pops, NECA, Sideshow Collectibles, Hot Toys, not the cars, the figures, anime figures, Van Presto, stuff like that. Weird stuff. Sometimes Marvel Legends, not too many all the time. Diamond Select Toys, all that jazz. Trying to also doing a giveaway on that channel as well once we reach 500 subscribers. So check that out. Leave a link in the description below to both those channels. Also, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, share this video with your friends, comment down below, and as always, my fellow reactors, have a nice day and peace.